Okay, let's see if I can get some notifications out. Okay. I see it on my end, so hopefully other people will see it. Let me check my phone. Let's see. Yay! Yay! The notifications have gone out, apparently. Hello, Mary G. and Barpo and Mocha Sims. Yay! Awesome. I get situated in my chair. We made it. We made it to another live stream. We are here. I was just skimming through like memes and things while I was waiting for the notifications to go out. And it was funny that the first meme that came up here, it's not like it's related to anything. It's just something that I was like, oh, let me just share this with them because I find it relatable. It says, do you ever start writing a comment on the internet and then think, oh, what the fuck am I going on about, and delete it? And then another one right below it was like, yeah, I also enjoy writing an entire paragraph thinking, I don't actually need to be involved in this conversation, and deleting it. And I was like, yay, a relatable meme. Same. I'll just be like, you know what? Never mind. Just never even mind. And I'll just delete that shit right on out. So I wonder if that applies to any of y'all too. Oh, man. There used to be a day where I would bite the bait on everything, and now I'm like, you know what, I don't even have time for this, or you know what, I don't even have the emotional energy to respond to this if somebody else says something like, no thank you, and so then I just won't. That's funny. Let's see here. Yep, Mocha and Parpo both are like, yep, I do that too, we've all done it. Yes. There were some impulsive times as I was younger that I would write everything or say everything that came to mind. But now I'm like, you know what? I don't even have time for this, because if I write this, then they're going to respond, and I don't even want to look at what they're going to say about this. I don't even want to get into a conversation about this. Just never mind. And I just keep going. So that happens to most things now. Now I just don't write or respond to most things that are like internet stuff, because I'm like, I don't have the energy for this, so this will not be happening right now. Michelle Biederman, hello. Y'all, we have almost made it to Halloween. Halloween this Friday, so we are almost there. I'm expecting today to be kind of a Halloween stream, doing something a little bit fun and lighthearted, because I know that there's a lot of unfun and heavy stuff going on right now. And a lot of times that ends up in my videos. And so sometimes when we do live streams, people are like, can we make this fun and lighthearted? Because the videos are already heavy and real life is already heavy. And so I just want something fun and lighthearted for a little bit. So if that is the mood of the crowd today, then we will do that. But if the mood of the crowd today is like, no, we need to focus on the heavy because I just got a lot to process and put out there, then fine, we will pivot. We'll do it what the crowd is looking for. Mocha's like, oh girl, me too. I feel ya. Oh gosh. Yeah, I have the list of stuff that, it's such a messy list. I scratched out some things because some of these things we already took a look at, both last time and in the video that I just posted about any catastrophic events coming up in the rest of 2025. So those were on the list of things that y'all requested in the last live stream. And so we got to those during the last live stream and during the last video. But there's some other stuff in here that we could take a look at today. Some of which being fun little lighthearted Halloween things, some of which being more serious topics. And so any of those we can take a look at today. Just kind of checking the pulse of everybody in here, everybody in the room. Eliana Caro, hello. You're too nice. Today is not a gorgeous day, so you're too nice. Today is get out of bed and keep on the pajama shirt I wore to bed and throw my hair in a ponytail kind of day. I don't even know when the last time I washed my face was. It is one of those days. Because it has been an intense handful of days. There's been a lot going on. So today has been my first day kind of back into like a routine, trying to kind of be like, okay, let me get back in my routine. Let me get my stuff going. Let me just try to get back into it. Today's my first day kind of doing that. It's been a lot of like, I think last time I told y'all that Bodie was having some issues. It's been a lot of Bodie stuff. But he's doing all right. Not great, but all right. And so I'm like, okay, so is today back to a routine day? Are we back in the routine stage? Can we do that now? So yeah. Let's see. Moccasin says, oh my God, your list looks like my edits when I'm writing longhand. I mean, it's so bad. It's like everything is in a different size. Everything's all scribbled. Everything's scratched out. It's hardly legible, but I have 80,000 of these kind of sticky notes and stuff all over my desk. So I'm like, I love cleanliness and I crave cleanliness and I need organization and cleanliness, and yet my brain won't let me stick to organization and cleanliness. Like it's a fight every day to stick to it. I need it, but it's a fight to stick to it. And it's like, damn, why do both halves of my brain got to be fighting each other? Why we got to do this? Why is this an everyday? Yo, Shine, hello. And Desiree Cavanaugh, hello. You're too nice, Ileana. Stop it, you're already in my will. Let's see. Barpo's like, I love those days. Yes. Oceana Song, hello. Let's see, Barpo says, when my routine starts feeling like a routine, I can no longer stick to it. Yeah, I'm so weird. It's like if I have a routine that it gets super routine-y and like, boring, then I will feel restless out of my mind and miserable and like angsty about it. But then if everything is just novel and new thing here and wow, let's put this thing in here last minute and, let's do all this on the fly, then I will go absolutely bonkers and truly need, like, I need my routine. I need everything to go back to normal. And so I'm just both suffocated by routines and also go into a neurotic mess if I don't have one. So I'm just a weird, like, at any given time, whatever the two extremes are, I need both. And so I'm kind of doing this, bouncing back between the two, because for some reason I can't just be in the middle ground of everything, but I need both. It's frustrating. I don't know. Water, hydration today. Instead of a LiQWYD, it is whatever this Waterloo something is. I don't know. It was in the grocery store and it said raspberry nectarine and that sounded good, so I got it. By the way, this reminds me, y'all see me drinking these things on just about every video and every live stream ever, any of these like scented fizzy waters. Sometimes they actually have a flavor. Sometimes it's just a smell. Sometimes like there's a real taste, and sometimes it's like, no, I can smell a fruit, but I can't taste the fruit. But it's always a fizzy water, and whatever the brand name, I'm just always on different fizzy waters. I've gotten to where, and I don't know if I had told y'all this or not, so if I'm repeating myself, I'm sorry. My brain is doing the best it can. But I've gotten to where, like, sporadically throughout the day, I'll be like, I need a drink. And what I mean is one of these, a fizzy water. But it's funny that there was one time not too long ago, I was doing a private reading with somebody, and I don't know why, I just act this way in private readings too, because this is who I am. And so I'm this way here, and I'm this way there, and I'm this way wherever kind of thing, unless I really got to be on P's and Q's, in which case I'm just shy and quiet. But I was in our private session. I was like, I need a drink. did that, and they're like, girl, me too. And they cheersed me with their wine. And I was like, oh yeah, most people when they say I need a drink mean like I want a glass of wine or something, or I need a beer, or give me a cocktail or whatever. And when I say it, I mean I want a fizzy water. And so I was like, I really gotta quit saying that, because like I say that very loudly everywhere. And so I'm like, have everybody I've been screaming that to around the world, like, been looking at me like, damn, this girl's really hard up. Like, somebody give her some alcohol or whatever. And it's like, that's not good, because I mean, fizzy water. I really want a fizzy water. I need bubbles, and I don't want it to be alcoholic or sugary. I just want palate cleansing bubbles. And I'm like, wow, I really got to watch myself, especially because I also, one of my jobs is in alcohol and drug treatment services. So I can't be yelling, I need a drink around alcohol and drug treatment places when I'm meaning fizzy water. That'll be a bad idea. I gotta break that habit, man. I got a problem with screaming things out. I need to be more intentional about my language. Lord. Oceana Song says, it's all the fire in your chart, sweetie. It really is. And it's so hard. It's so hard. Barbara's like, you should get a sponsorship for the drinks. They probably don't want me because I'm too erratic, and I probably won't sell things well. I'm not a good salesperson. I don't even think I ever try to be salesperson-ish, because to me, I'm like, if you're selling to somebody, it's like you're nullifying their autonomy to choose, and you're pressuring them, which, is bad for someone's right to choice and this and that. And it's like, it's okay. Don't take it that seriously. Like, being a salesperson is fine, but I'm weird about it. I'm like, no, everything has to be someone's choice, and you can't be coerced into anything. And so I'm weird about that kind of stuff. I've been offered some sponsorships and things like that in the past, but I've never agreed to any yet. Just, one, for me to agree to it, I'd have to like really, stand by whatever it is. I'm not just going to be like, look at this video game over here. And I don't play video games, like I just like that don't feel right. But then too, people like this are probably like, we want, a nice, normal grocery store girl to sell our waters. We don't want this to be the face of our waters. Like, so yeah, probably wouldn't come after someone like me. but damn straight, if I ever got one of these fizzy water people that actually would want to give me a sponsorship for one of these waters, sorry Penelope, I would actually take it, because y'all would know that that's one of the most genuine things that I could have done on this channel. Y'all seen it for years now. I'll be like, yeah, no, that's genuine. She really does drink those. She's been drinking those on here for years. I'm like, yep. But that's funny, Barbara. Oceana Song says, I'm drinking a lime LaCroix right now. Yay. Mocha's like, this girl is really hard up. I know. I don't know what I'm saying. Don't listen to me. Oh, goodness. Oh, y'all. Yeah, I'm going to end up needing another water by the time we're done with this because I'm sipping on this one too fast, and I didn't bring a full one in here. I'm like probably down to here. So only got like a little bit left of this can. I might have to run out and get me a new can or whatever. Hello, Kristen Alvarado. Hello. And muchas gracias for a deck. I didn't know if I'm allowed to say that. I hate to put you on the spot, but thank you. But yeah, we need to do some like Halloween type stuff today. I feel like I've when it first turned October, I was like, look at me go. I put like little pumpkin decorations, up in my house, and I put a little pumpkin thing with a wreath outside on my door. Look at me being that bitch that decorates for a holiday or whatever. Like, look at me, I'm ready for fall. And I was like, who is this being ready for a season right as the season turns? And I was just so impressed with myself. And then here I am being like, it's Halloween on Friday. I have done nothing for this. I haven't thought about it. And this is a shame because Halloween has always historically been one of my favorites ever. And crap, I've put no thought into it whatsoever. Zero thought. And so I'm like, okay, we are on a live stream. We can do some Spooktober little readings today. So we might dip into those in just a little bit. See if we can do some fun little spooky readings. And again, whether they're light-hearted, fun spooky readings, or whether it's kind of heavy stuff, but it's like, hey, this is heavy, but we need to know this, and maybe it kind of goes under spooky, so let's do that. Whatever the crowd is feeling. Let's see. Doop 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 doop. Yay! Yeah, it took me forever to check my P.O. box. I'm so sorry, Kristen. It took me forever. I was saying I think it was the last video that I uploaded. Yeah, it was the last video that I uploaded. I was saying like, I need to check my P.O. box more. I've just gotten into a habit that usually it's just bills that come to my P.O. box. And so I'm like, I'm just going to check it once a month when, you really need to know so that you can pay the bills before you get behind on stuff. And so I've just been going in there only when I need to so that I don't have to like inundate myself with bills all the time. And then I was like, I have cards this time. And I'm like, wow. And then I was like, oh wait, then that means somebody's probably being like, maybe she never received them because I never heard anything back. And I'd be like, oh no, I'm so sorry if somebody was like waiting with like, anxious nerves being like, maybe she never received the cards I sent. I did receive the cards that were sent. So thank you. I did receive them. I just was a lazy bum that didn't check my P.O. box because I was scared of getting more bills. In this economy, I'm like, please stop with the bills. Somebody write me a check. Not y'all. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm just talking about like, what if the bills place? Like, what if you get a check in the mail from the electricity company or whatever? Like, oh, shit. Y'all do not have to write me a check. No worries. Mary G, hello. You said tangerine is pretty good or cherry lime. Yeah. Official drink of the live chat. Fizzy waters seem to be official drink of the live chat and regular videos. The official drink of my channel seems to be fizzy waters of any kind. Even Olippops, because I've had Olippops on here too, that are technically like a probiotic drink. They're not necessarily a water, but it's still not like sugar soda kind of thing. So, fizzy, non-sugary drinks. Fizzy, non-sugary, non-caffeinated drinks. So that usually ends up being fizzy waters or fizzy kefirs or fizzy probiotic drinks or stuff like that. Seems to be like the official drink of the channel. That's like all I ever drink. I got problems. Heather Marie, hello. And Oceana Song says, Halloween is my favorite. Yes, I've loved Halloween for the longest. So I'm ready. Well, I'm ready today to do stuff on Halloween, like just suddenly all of a sudden right now. Because in general, no, I'm not ready for this Halloween. I've done nothing and I have nothing and there is nothing and no candy, no costumes, no nothing. But I'm here now for Halloween stuffs with y'all. Yes. Dawn Rose. Hello, Dawn Rose. You said, do you dress up your puppies for Halloween? I have in the past given them Halloween costumes, yeah. So I think I have some Halloween costumes in the puppy closet just right over here that I think I don't think I've given them away or donated them yet. I think that they're still in a box in there. But I haven't made them wear the Halloween costumes in a while because they don't really like wearing puppy clothes. And so they protest and they like rub themselves on the ground trying to rub the costume off. And I'm like, oh, come on, let mommy get a picture. And it's not super easy. But they have in the past worn costumes, yes. Let's see. Barpo sent a jack-o'-lantern. I love it. Yo-Yo Shine says, what about a reading on the Winchester house? Okay, that sounds Halloween-y. Is that the house where, like, people were building on it for forever, like, just ongoing, and it was something about, like whatever spirits wanted, or like weird staircases that don't go anywhere or stuff like that? Like, is that the house? Is that Winchester house? Or am I thinking of something else? Let's see. Also, where am I at in the chat? Mocha says, unfortunately, I have to run away. Just wanted to pop in and say hi and see you and all of your pettiness. Love your energy. Always have. Big hugs to you, Mocha. Thank you. You're so sweet and appreciate you stopping by. And yes, go forth. Have fun. Do the things. Take care of whatever you need. I appreciate you. Let's see. Barpo says, can't do caffeine. I get the jitters. I can't do caffeine because caffeine does... I've mentioned it before, but I'll mention it again. And so sorry for y'all who are sick of hearing this. I am sensitive. I am asensitive because I am intuitive. I do psychic reading stuff, tarot reading stuff as an intuitive. So I am sensitive by nature and by training. I am sensitive. Therefore, I am sensitive in all the ways, including with substances such as caffeine. And so the teeny tiniest bit, it can be a decaf tea, and I can drink half of it and still get more of an impact than my husband drinking a Monster or a Red Bull. And it is not always a good thing for me. And even if it starts out good, it usually ends very badly. So, yeah. I feel you, Barpro. I feel you. Laura Luke. Hello. You said, love you, mean it, right back to you. You said, last reading for end of 2025 seemed to say over the holidays, don't overspend giving material gifts, just enjoy peace and family time. You know, I could see how that would be a good takeaway from the video because it did seem to be very heavy on like finance, economy, you know, all of those pentacles type earthly material matters. And so in whatever ways we can play up other things and not be so reliant on that could potentially be helpful this season. And so I think that is certainly one way to look at it, one thing to glean from it. So yeah, and I do like peace and family time, yes. And peace among all. If some people are like, well, family time doesn't bring me peace, then whatever does bring you peace on the holidays, whatever makes you feel good for your own personal holiday traditions, whether it includes family time or friend time or time with your fur children or whatever it is. Barpro's like, I feel like Penelope is ready for Halloween. Penelope is just ready all the time for whatever. Penelope is just down. She is. Dawn Rose is laughing at something, and I can't remember what I have said to make Dawn laugh, but or maybe it was somebody else made Dawn laugh. Shit, I don't know. I'm glad you're laughing. No, laughter is good and uplifting. I'm just so slow to go down the comments that who knows where the hell I am and how late I am to your comment. Dinosaur Ivan 88 says, it's almost Halloween. Who's excited? I'm excited. Even if I have no plans, I'm still excited. Because I will be that person to sit on the couch and put on the Ghostober stuff or the Haunt TV stuff or, Travel Channel stuff or whatever and just be watching all the little Halloween-y type programs, not necessarily like scary movies and things, but like TV programs, and just be watching that stuff with my little fizzy waters and bullshit snacks I'm not supposed to eat, and I will do that. And that'll be a good ass time. Yes. Yo-Yo Shine says yes about the Winchester house. Okay, yes. Let me write that down because that could be a good spooky reading. What question would we ask? Matter of fact, because that's a good topic, but then what do we ask about the Winchester house? I'm like, well, yeah, what would I ask? I like this idea. I assume you have some good ideas for questions and I'm just drawing a blank, but I'm writing it down. Winchester house, because I like that idea for a mini reading on the Winchester house to be Halloweeny today. I dig that. Oceana Song says, I'm going to eat dinner now. Enjoy the Halloween weekend. Thank you for popping by, Oceana Song, and enjoy your dinner. Wendy Olson, hey B, I was here at the start but couldn't comment. See, technology. But hello, Wendy. Hello. I know I will be chatting with you soon. Sweet Harmony, hello. You're like caught alive. Yay. I'd love to see you here. Let's see. Birch Bardot says, the Winchester story is where one of them was trying to run away from spirits, build a home that confused them, think the woman was scared and kept changing the home to deter being caught by a bad spirit. Really? Ooh. That sounds like sufficiently creepy. I'm just wow, just to think about if you are scared and trying to run away and then you're doing things to kind of try to confuse. That's very interesting. Dinosaur Ivan says, I'm also very sensitive, especially when it comes to events and eating and drinking and things like that. I feel you, Ivan. I do. And yeah, Bridgewater says there are walkways with endings that go nowhere. I felt like I had heard of that. We could ask for confirmation as to why the crazy architecture. Yeah, that okay. And Barpo says, I don't know the Winchester story. I will Google. So, okay. Interesting, yeah. So we can be asking why the architecture. And then in that case, so Don Rose is saying, ask if Winchester home is still cursed because of all the guns and stuff. Yeah, because Winchester, Winchester guns, I'm from the South. I'm from South Carolina. I know about Winchesters. Not that I know a lot about guns. I just know that there's a brand of guns that is famous, that are the Winchester ones. And so I know that the Winchester house was that family's money. I did know that. So just seeing if the home is cursed. So yeah, is home cursed? I'm literally just writing these things down, scribbled on my, tiny little sticky note right here. Very interesting questions that we are coming up here. Yes, Yo-Yo Shine had a great idea today. I am very much digging this idea. Perfect Halloween vibe. So, yay, I'm loving these questions. I'm almost done with this damn water. I'm going to have to get a new one. Barpo suggests that its ongoing construction was a way to appease the spirits of those killed by Winchester rifles from Google. Okay, so Google was saying that the people with the Winchester money were trying to build this to appease the people that may have been offed by Winchester stuff. So it's kind of it was our products that caused your demise. And so now we feel like it's our responsibility to do this to appease you because we're scared that you would be like mad at us or come after us or, you know, bad things were to happen, which in my case, then I would be curious, like, then did the Winchester family, like, once they passed, did that go well? Like, did they cross over and everything's okay now? Like, whatever it was that they were trying to appease, is that okay? Or were there spirits that were still mad and, like, you know, trapped them in the house or didn't let them cross over or something like that? You know, that's something that I would be worried, like, hey, did it work? Are you crossed over on the other side and everything's okay? Assuming that they're deceased. I mean, I don't know if the Winchester family that were building that are deceased, but for whatever reason, I'm just like literally assuming that they are. I don't know for sure. I guess I'll wait for confirmation on that. That's what I would be wondering. Let's see. I'm just going to write, did it work? Because that's my way of being like, did you appease the spirits? Like, are you okay? Did you cross over? Like, is everything fine with the family then? You know, did you accomplish what you set out to do if that was the case? Yeah, that's what I would be wondering. And yeah, Bridgewater says, yeah, Dawn Rose, as she was concerned that due to the profit of their products and how many people that it, you know, offed, that there could have been a curse on the family. Yeah, so is the home curse, and I'll say home/family so that we can see, you know, is the home curse, is family cursed as a result of this? Very interesting. And Dinosaur Ivan, you said you got your own tarot cards and you're excited to use. You're a beginner and can't wait to do a reading on Halloween. So excited to do a reading on the moon and if there's aliens. Yes, good luck in your little readings and things like that. Do all the things that help you to keep a high vibe and a cleansed space so that you can be safe and trust the information is coming from the place that you want. You know, do all the proper spiritual hygiene stuff would be my main advice to anybody that's beginning. And then after that, my second piece of advice is, you know, kind of enjoy the process. You know, as long as you're doing the spiritual hygiene stuff, enjoy the process in kind of how you're exploring your way of reading the cards. So very cool, very cool. Let's see. Laura Luke says, I like to watch Hocus Pocus and Nightmare Before Christmas. I feel like I've never seen Hocus Pocus. My sister says that's not true, that when I was younger, I did see it, but I don't remember seeing it. So I don't know. I guess one of these days I'm going to have to watch Hocus Pocus again. My fear is that regardless of if I have seen it or not as a kid, because I can't remember, is that now watching it as a 38-year-old, what if I'm watching it being like, this is stupid, because only kids can really appreciate it. And then once you're, you know, a grown-up, you're appreciating it because of the nostalgia you had when you were a kid, versus if you're an adult watching it for the first time as an adult with no nostalgia attached to it, then do you think it's silly and stupid? You know, I'm worried. I don't want to, like, I'm scared to watch it and feel like, what if I think it's stupid? Then I'm going to be shitting on an entire, like, cult fan base of people who love Hocus Pocus, and I don't want to be that. So I'm nervous about it. But I do remember watching Nightmare Before Christmas as a kid. I do have nostalgia attached to that. I know I could watch that today and feel excited about it and not think this is a dumb little kid thing or whatever. I could be like, oh yay, it's Nightmare Before Christmas, I like this. So I wonder, do you think as an adult that doesn't remember if I watched it or not, if I would like feel like it was a fun, worth the watch thing, or if I would just be like, you know, and cringe or not enjoy it? Well, I mean, I guess that's hard to guess. It's different strokes for different folks, but I just wonder what y'all think about that as it relates to Hocus Pocus, because it is iconic. I acknowledge that. Bridgewater says, yeah, I love Hocus Pocus. I think they celebrated an anniversary and there was talk of a reunion. Oh, that would be cool. And Dinosaur Ivan says, I was wondering if there's aliens on the moon and how do they look, and if they know we're watching them, and if we take a look at the moon. Interesting. Yeah, so okay, a second question then for Spooktober reading today is basically aliens on the moon. And as a follow-up, Dawn Rose saying, do aliens really probe people? Like the fact that there are lots of people that were like, yeah, I was probed and prodded and stuck and, all this kind of stuff by alien crap. And like for people that say that they've been abducted and whatnot, like, is that a thing? So let's see. Alien, I'll just say abductions. Let's say alien abductions and probing to just see like real or no kind of thing. So I think those are two awesome little mini reading ideas that we can do today. This Winchester house thing and this kind of aliens thing. Both things are kind of like woo-woo Halloween Spooktober, like they fit into the vibe. I think these are great questions. And yeah, Bardo is like totally if in some purgatory or different dimension, referring to the like Winchester situation. And Barpo saying, yeah, let's ask if it's an ongoing curse or if it worked. So yeah, okay. So we've got that fleshed out. That looks good. We're on the same page about that one. Love it, love it, love it. Emily Voldock, hello to you. And Ayana95, hello to you as well. Welcome to our little Halloween get together today. Let's see. Bridge Radu says, I would sadly say if we probe, why would any life form not? Yeah, if we probe, why would any other life form not? Touché. Kirsten Alvarado says, I would like to know if they will find the jewels that were stolen from the Louvre and if it was an inside job. Jewels stolen from, isn't that, hold on. I know that name. Louvre, or whatever, like, that's like a fancy museum or something, or, hold on. You're not telling me there was like an actual heist at this museum. Are we saying that? Louvre. I'm looking this up. I'm literally seeing here. Wow, Kirsten, what the hell? I'm literally seeing here, yeah, Louvre, I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong, Louvre Museum in Paris, France, and I'm seeing the thing say, CNN 2 days ago, suspects arrested over brazen jewel theft from museum. 1 day ago, suspects arrested over theft of crown jewels from Paris museum. 4 hours ago, Louvre heist investigation hits a breakthrough. And so, okay. I did not know that like a real freaking heist. This is like Ocean's 11 shit right here or something. That this is a real thing. And it says here, 1 day ago, NBC News, Louvre heist hunt on for remaining thieves after suspects arrested by French police. So apparently there are remaining thieves. So they made arrests, but there are still some thieves on the loose at large that they're looking for. Wow, that's wild. Hollow Point Acres, hello, hello. Oh, Sheila, yes. Let's see. Bridgewater says, I'd like to think that as you have such great energy and vibes, you may be able to go with the flow of it and enjoy it just as a fun, laughable film, as who wouldn't be down for an easy laugh along. Okay, so for Hocus Pocus, like, if you can just go with the flow and know that it's, just lighthearted and fun, that it's meant for laughs, that you don't have to like take it seriously or whatever, because sometimes my husband will be like, it's just a movie or it's just a show, because I'll be like, that doesn't make sense because this and this and that, and this would never happen in real life because this and that. And he's like, it's a movie. It's movie magic. Just do the movie thing. So, okay, if I go into it with a Julio state of mind that I could enjoy Hocus Pocus as an adult that doesn't have a nostalgic attachment to it from childhood. Okay. Got it. Yes. Marina C, hello. You said finally able to catch it live, making dinner and listening along. Yay. And Grace Moon, you said, yay, I made it to the live. Hello. Yes, hello. We've got some mini readings that we're about to do. Everybody's come up with some good stuff here. So we've got those on the list that we're about to get into after I check up on the comments and get myself another fizzy water because I am at the end of this one. So you bet my ass I'll be walking out there and getting another fizzy water in just a second. Nat says, hello, long time no see. Yeah, about you said the famous museum in France. Yeah, I looked that up and I was like, wait, what the hell? Yeah, and Kirsten Alvarado says, yes, priceless jewels were stolen. This is nuts. And Grace Moon's like, yep, the Louvre heist is weird. For real, good Lord. That just sounds so Ocean's 11 to me, like, or 12 or 13 or whatever Ocean's number they're on nowadays. That's what that sounds like to me. That's crazy. Laura Luke says, yes, you would enjoy Hocus Pocus as an adult. Both have a good soundtrack. Ooh, soundtrack. I do enjoy some fun music. I do indeed. Let me write that down. I just to write down Hocus Pocus, because my ass, I don't want to forget. Hocus Pocus. I don't want to forget. And like this, I know it's such an iconic thing for people to do for Halloween, and for me to just keep not thinking about it and not doing it at 38 years old is just ridiculous. I need to just go ahead and break past that and just do it. Okay, Kirsten says 2 of the 4 people were arrested and the jewels are still gone. Wild. Wendy says that you're curious about the Winchester house and numbers. Sarah used 7, 11, and 13 a lot in the house. Wow. Okay, let me write that down. 7, 11, and 13. Okay. Very interesting. Hollow Point Acres, be living in the same bubble as I am. I don't know which bubble, but I will agree. The Hocus Pocus bubble. Don Rose, you have to guard your crown jewels. You have to guard your crown jewels. Yes. Laura Luke, museum, $100 million theft of 8 pieces of jewelry. Wow. Nat says, I know, right? Me too. It does. It was so weird. Apparently it took them a total of 7 minutes to do the deed. 7 minutes? This is for real like one of the movies. This is for real like the movies. That would be why they didn't get caught immediately, because they were so in and out about it. Wow. That's honestly impressive. Like, I don't think people should be stealing and stuff, and I do think that they should be caught and the jewels should be returned and all that stuff. I want justice restored. However, that is pretty impressive to me. It's not a good kind of impressive, but impressive nonetheless. Wow. Let's see. Dinosaur Ivan 88 says, are we in an air element era right now? It starts in 2020 and things are making scenes and it's scary. I don't know what element we're in right now. I'm the wrong one to ask about that. Someone who has a lot of astrology knowledge is probably the one to ask for that. Oh, the Louvre bubble, Hollow Point Acres, the Louvre bubble, and not knowing about it. Yeah, I was like, what the? Oh, wild. So let me just put that down. Just a little Louvre to see if the other 2 will be found, ? Jewels returned, ? So that way we can just do that little peeky poke that Kirsten was mentioning there. So I say we've got 3 really good questions here for us to do on our spooky Spooktober, Halloween-tober, Ghost-tober, October video here. So I'm going to go get myself another little fizzy water. I'm literally just going to run out and grab another one of these and crack it open. If y'all want to go grab some water too so that we can stay hydrated together as we do these mini readings, then go forth and we will have a good time with this. So I'll be back in just a second. And I have returned. I have returned. This time I have grabbed, because last time it was this Waterloo Raspberry Nectarine. This time it is a San Pellegrino Peach Chow. Peach. Peach Chow. I call peach Peach because I like that better. Waterloo Raspberry Nectarine and San Pellegrino Chow. Peach. Peach version. Peach. I have a peach. Tippity tap. And nice. Oh, and you can even see the little, like, whatever. How many calories? 5 calories in this can. So does this have sugar? 1 gram of sugar in here. So that means this will have a flavor. Because the ones that are 0 calorie have no flavor, just smells. And the ones that have low amounts of calories and sugar in it actually have a flavor and taste. Yeah, this has a real flavor. It doesn't just smell. All right, then. We are ready. We are ready. We are ready. I guess I could have known that. What a dizzy bitch. Up top, it literally says, with real fruit juices. I mean, I imagine you're going to have a taste if you have real fruit juices. This must be a fancy can. I mean, it already looks like a fancy can because this is a short, fat one and this is a tall, skinny one. They always put tall, skinny ones in fancy cans. I meant fancy cans or tall, skinny cans. I don't know what the fuck. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Bring up the cards over here. Move this microphone right here. All right, we got some good questions. Let's see. Dinosaur Ivan 88 says it happens every 200 years and we have things on the tarot cards make sense and I don't like and it's scary. So, okay. So there's some weird kind of like era of different elements that go on every 100, 200 years that I have no idea about that I bet the astrology folks would be filling us in on. I need to shuffle this better. That was a shit shuffle. Nat says, Peish is cute. I love your spelling of Peish. I approve. Don Rose gave us a jack-o'-lantern. Ileana says, Spindrift Island Punch. Highly recommend. I must write this down. So, Spindrift Island Punch. I need a drink. Fizzy water. Thank you for the recommendation, Ileana. I have it written down. Spindrift Island Punch. I hope they have that here in Shitty Mix, South Carolina. I hope they do. Marilyn, hello. You said Waterloo Blackberry Lemonade is my fave. I've had that. Do I have that right now? I think I do. Let me go just see. It doesn't matter, but I gotta go check. Look, Marilyn, I do. Waterloo Blackberry Lemonade. I do. I do have it. I've already opened this Peish over here, so I'm going to put the Blackberry Lemonade next to it, and I'll drink that one later tonight. And then I'll start drinking tap water for the rest of the day because this shit's going to get too expensive if I drink 3 cans of these fizzy waters in one day. That's a wonderful treat for me, but I gotta drink some tap water right out of the sink after that because this bitch can't afford this many cans in a day. That will add up. Oh man, you know how there's some YouTubers out there that are like, here, donate to my coffee fund, and there's some kind of a link for people to like donate $1 for their coffee fund. I wonder if there's a link to like donate $1 for the fizzy water fund. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't have y'all donate dollars for the fizzy water fund. I wouldn't do that. This is a joke. I'm doing a joke right now. And it's not like one of those double jokes where it's like, oh, they're joking, but they're serious. It is a real joke. Please. Oh, man. Oh, let's see. So, yes, I have the Waterloo Blackberry Lemonade. Marilyn, I will drink that one later tonight. And I do usually let myself have 2 fizzy waters in a day. One in the first hemisphere of the day and the other one in the second hemisphere of the day. That's how I kind of put it. Like morning hours, you get 1 fizzy water. Afternoon hours, you get 1 fizzy water. And then you got to do your little tap water from then on out. Or, you know, around that or whatnot. And then that doesn't make me feel like I'm going without because I still get a special fizzy water, you know, morning and night or whatnot. But today I'm going to treat myself to 3 fizzy waters. Uh-oh. Look at me. Acting rich over here. Bella, hello. You said almost missed the notification. No worries. We haven't gotten to the mini readings yet. I've been talking for literally 50 minutes. About I don't even know what, and we haven't gotten around to reading yet, but we're about to. I have the sticky note. We have collectively come up with an excellent list, if I do say so myself. Ileana kind of says, new P.O. Box gift idea. Oh, God. That would be funny. Marilyn said, you should accept tips, fizzy water tips. Well, for me, I'm like, I do have a, like, donation tips link or button or something on my website, but the way I take that is, 1, I don't tell anybody it's there. That way, if people feel so compelled to ask about, do you take tips, or can I send a tip, or let me look and see if she takes tips, they're looking for it or asking about it because it's already on their mind, it's already on their intention, and so then they would do it. So that I don't mind because somebody's already kind of thinking that. Again, going back to the whole I don't do salesman energy stuff, I don't like the idea of me putting that out there like I'm doing salesman shit. That feels a little weird to me. So I don't usually tell people about my little tips stuff. So that's one thing. And then 2, because I kind of like, you know, over here, obviously I'm one of those people that feel like we shouldn't, you know, have to tip servers and stuff, that they should be paid like real proper wages and stuff so that they're not at the mercy of needing this kind of thing. But, you know, the fact that we do tip around here, a lot of people do tips based on like, oh, it was great service, let me tip you or something. So I feel like, well, if people think that I did a great reading on something, or, oh, wow, this video was really impactful to me, I want a tip for that, then okay, that makes sense to me. I earned something by virtue of doing a good job, you know, or whatever. But just because this girl is sitting here and drinking peish, I don't see that as really deserving any earnings, okay? We're just hanging out and I'm sipping a peish, okay? You know what I mean? Like, what did that do? So that's kind of how I see that. Not trying to hate on myself or shit on myself, just saying it don't take much to sit here and drink a peish in front of y'all. Oh, Dawn Rose. Thank you, though. That's very sweet of you. Thank you for the super chat. You sent fizzy water, LOL, like in all caps. Thank you. I appreciate the super chat for the fizzy water, Dawn Rose. It was very kind of you and funny. You said, I know, I like how it makes you laugh. It does. It does. And it makes me sweat. Now I'm sweating. Thank you. That was very sweet of you. That was very sweet of you. And I am sure it will get recycled directly into a fizzy water. Matter of fact, now it's like, oh, I've earned this fizzy water because this fizzy water, the 3rd one today, sponsored by Dawn Rose. I will think of this. Thank you, Dawn, for allowing me to have a 3rd fizzy water in a day. That's how I'm going to take that. I appreciate that. Oh, man, y'all, we have a good time here. Or silly bitches. My dad used to say that all the time. Daddy used to be like, silly bitches. Calling me and my sister and my mom and our sister-in-law silly bitches. And I'm like, you know, he ain't wrong. We kind of are. Oh, man. So, his birthday is coming up. His birthday is coming up on November 5th. Yes. Alrighty, let's see. So we have several little things that we're going to look into, starting with the Winchester house for Spooktober mini reading. So we basically are kind of like, we've heard from Google, per Google, why the architecture is like it is. That per Google, the Winchester family was worried that because they made pews that did end some people's lives, that those people's spirits would be mad, wanting to take revenge, or, bearing a grudge or something, and they wanted to appease those spirits by building on to this Winchester house and, kind of doing it in ways that we would consider strangely, doors and staircases that lead to nowhere and stuff like that. But just kind of trying to, appease the spirits and break any curses, if there were any, on the home and the family. So that seems to explain the architecture per Google. But we are wanting to know, is the home/family still cursed in some way, or has that been lifted? Like, what they did here to appease the spirits, did that work, basically? So let's see. First of all, did it appease the spirits? Hey, Maddie, happy Halloween to you. Yes, love you, mean it right back. So let's see. Did this appease the spirits? What they did with the Winchester house, did this appease the spirits? Okay. So interestingly here, how they're putting it, they're putting her in the upright position to kind of show like that the spirits would be thinking about her in positive regard with her in this upright. But with the 10 of Wands in reverse and the Judgment card in reverse, this feels a little unfinished or something. It feels, how do I put that? It feels unfinished, as if like she had more to do, or that like she wanted to do more. So not saying that they feel like it's unfinished, but that she would have felt like it was unfinished. But that they are kind of looking at her in an upright position. So it almost seems like, from a spirit world perspective, that they would not have been thinking of her in some kind of a grudge way, like, thinking, oh, well, you care about us and about this, and you're trying to be proactive. We've got nothing against you, kind of a thing here for her, but that she maybe would have felt like there were things that are still kind of unfinished. And so in a way, that's like her being harder on herself and the family than the spirit world would have been on her. So that's an interesting kind of first way of looking at that. So then, in that case, tell me more about if... Let's see. Oh, don't worry, Maddie. You said, can't believe I missed most of the Halloween live. I can listen to the rest while I drive at least. The good thing is you technically did not miss any of the mini reading. What we're doing now is literally starting the mini reading. Literally for 1 hour, I've just been yapping, mostly about fizzy water for an entire damn hour because I got problems like that. I don't know. So we're just now getting into the reading. So you're not missing the meat. You just missed the fluff. But yeah, let's see some more. Let's get some more insights then on this. If that's one way to look at it. Well, this one actually kind of flipped a minute. I need to not put it back in. I need to, see. Huh. Well, this is interesting too. So, these are not negative cards, but they're not like super positive cards either. This is like things switching up, but these are like, not being able to fully walk away, kind of being confused. So in a way, is this referring to the Winchester family or the spirits? I'm just kind of curious. Huh. Her. Okay. Well, this is almost a little sad, but like we'll find a way around it. Not trying to make people sad, but just put the cards and quit touching. This is like, yeah, things shifting up and a little bit of confusion, not being able to walk away. And I'm like, okay, so is it that the spirits aren't being able to walk away because they're kind of confused, maybe stuck in the home? Or is there something about the Winchester family or her? Her card's coming up here. Again, she's in an upright position, but this is like not what I wanted and like trying to let this go. So again, there seems to be kind of a self-inflicted wounding here where it's like the spirits didn't hold things against her as much as she was holding things against her. And she was feeling unfinished while they were feeling a little bit more kind of, I guess, at peace or understanding about it. And like, again, this is a her being harder on herself type of thing. That if there is anything that looks like a curse of sorts, that it's only held there because she believes it to be held there. It's almost like there is a tiny bit of a prison of her own making kind of thing showing up here. That it's like she's so paranoid about this being a problem and worried that this is a thing that she has to like atone for, that she's put herself in that. But if she would just let herself off the hook and forgive herself and, any of that kind of stuff, she wouldn't be holding on to this. So in terms of like, did it work? More or less, yeah, because there was never really a strong need for this in the first place. She could have done something else, like she could have just said some prayers, or so, she could have just had, maybe a medium say something to the people who were victims of this, or something like that she never really needed to do this other stuff. That was kind of born of her own anxiety about this and her own like guilty conscience or something that was her own making. So in terms of, is the home or family cursed? I'm not seeing anything here that for me right now makes me feel like there's a legitimate home or family curse. It kind of feels like, again, something that's kind of brought on without meaning to by her own way of thinking about it. I think there is, therefore I have created it to be so kind of thing. Wild. Hold on. This isn't going where I thought it would. I guess I didn't really have any preconceived notion of where this would go. It's just that this is seeming like a kind of a third option. So in that case, just to follow up, are the victims at peace? Is she and other family members at peace? Just to kind of, make sure we have a nice bow tied around that. Maddie's like, I love yapping. Apparently me too. Infinity Carry, hello. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Are the victims at peace? All right. And is the family at peace? Okay, this is just a very weird set of cards here. So, some of the victims are at peace. Some of them are not. With these three reversals, justice hasn't been served. Justice hasn't been served. I didn't get my abundance. I don't know what to do about this. And so in some ways, no, there are some victims that are not at peace. However, the Magician card coming up right shows they can be at peace. They just need to tap into that. So again, just like kind of her creating her own purgatory of sorts, they're creating their own. in a sense, that they could let go and go forward and move into it, but I guess they either don't know they can or something like that. So that's interesting. And again, the same kind of thing down here. Like, I feel like I feel like I could have peace, but I don't know. You know, my higher self card is coming up in reverse. My Seven of Swords card is still kind of imposter syndrome about it. Like, how can I let myself off the hook? So there's almost a sense of like some of these Winchester family crossings of not being fully at peace until they know they're fully at peace, but they aren't fully at peace because they don't realize they can be. So we're all kind of a little bit stuck. And none of us really have to be. It's more mindset stuff. Oh, this is weird. So they're all a little bit trapped in their own energies, so to speak. But they're not like for real trapped. Both family and spirits. Huh. So it's not like a real trap. It's it feels, yeah, either a little bit confused or self-punitive. In a way. Huh. Very interesting. Just to make sure I don't forget, Wendy mentioned the numbers 7, 11, and 13 being used a lot in the home. Does that have anything to do with any of this? Because I know numbers and stuff sometimes are big deals. Like numerology can hold a lot of energy and stuff. Let's see what we got going on there. All right, and let's see also, just in case, light team, keeping this protection going. Deep sigh there, and helping to vibrate higher, and higher. 7, 11, and 13. Anything with the 7, 11, and 13s? Yeah, it seems like the 7, 11s, and 13s, Wendy, are like about the people who are deceased but not crossed over, and people that feel like they can't leave. And there's something about those numbers that feels helpful or positive or meaningful, kind of like how 3 is a big deal number in the Bible or something, that there's something about the numbers 7, 11, and 13 that are impactful to these spirits some kind of a way, that it means something to them in a helpful way. Interesting. Like that there's some kind of spiritual significance to this, spiritually significant. This is a mind-twisting reading. Yo-Yo Shine, who came up with this idea. This was a really good idea, but I am a bit mind-fucked on it. I don't even really know for sure what to think about this. Because this is a cool reading, but it does feel like there's a little bit of like self-inflicted stuff, stuck energy and confused energy. So just in case it is of any help whatsoever, light team, angels, archangels surrounding me now, spirit guides, our higher selves, please assist us in kind of reaching them. If there's any of these spirits from the Winchester home or the Winchester family that would be open to or amenable to hearing any kind of like prayers or positive vibes or anything like that on their behalves, then just please let them know that we're sending them prayers and positive vibes. And y'all team that knows how to help people in these situations, if you could help offer them some sort of peace or clarity or understanding. If there's anybody that wants help crossing over, if y'all could please offer them help in crossing over. If they want any kind of help in understanding their situation or letting go of guilt or anything like that, if y'all could help ease them in that kind of regard. just any kind of help in that kind of a way. If any of the spirits or the Winchester family would need that, spirit guides, if y'all could assist in facilitating that or assist their guides in facilitating that to whatever extent is possible, or just putting that out there for them, because this was interesting and unexpected, and I feel bad for if people need help and or feel lost or whatever. So just throwing that out there to the extent that that might be helpful. Just kind of sending up a nice little prayer from us here in the live stream in case that can be helpful. All right, so very interesting reading, y'all. Thank y'all for picking that. Good God, I did not expect it to get so nuanced, I guess. Wendy said, thank you. I couldn't remember the term. Maybe sacred geometry? Yeah, maybe. Interesting. Good Lord. Yeah, this was an interesting one. Yo Shine's like, thank you. My bad. I wasn't expecting to mess you up. You didn't mess me up. I'm very intrigued. I'm just like, what? Whoa. So, just sending out a prayer over here in case it can be helpful, because goodness. Because it was just very interesting. I just wasn't expecting it to go that way. I think that's a fascinating reading idea, and I think how it turned out was equally fascinating, so thank you for that. Shit shuffle. What's with the shit shuffles today? Is it my hands or the cards, or both? I'm like, what is going on here? Let's see. Okay, I'm feeling the need to yawn a lot, which is actually a good sign. I get that whenever there's like spiritual releases and spiritual like movement and shifts going on. I yawn a lot. So like when I'm doing Reiki Energy Healing Sessions and stuff, I'm like yawning constantly. And it's happening a lot right now, so I think this is a good sign. I wasn't doing this earlier, and I'm doing this now after that prayer, so I take that as actually a very good sign. I'm gonna take that as good feedback here. That perhaps in some kind of a way, even if it was just a little prayer, and we're don't know how far that can go, that maybe it was, helpful and well received to some extent. So good. Okay, sigh it out if I can. All right, clearing that energy from that one. So we can prepare for our second reading that Ivan sent us, Dinosaur Ivan 88, about aliens on the moon. And also we had, I can't remember who also chimed in about, maybe it was Dawn, about alien abductions and probing and things like that. So just looking into that as well. That will be our next one. Thankfully, hello. So, yes, our second Spooktober, Ghosttober, spooky Halloween reading. Aliens on the moon? Alien abductions and probing? So just wanting to know if any of that stuff is kind of real. Dawn Rose is like, yep, guilty one. Yeah, thank Dawn about the probes. We're gonna get into the probes, and that's on Dawn. So, let's see. In terms of what Ivan suggested about, are there some sort of alien beings of some type on/associated with the moon? Is that a thing, some kind of a way? Okay. This is an interesting way of answering this, but I, again, appreciate the nuance. So, the first here being an upright Ace of Cups, that's a kind of positive card here, which would trend towards a yes. However, it's interesting to see these two cards over here. The Two of Wands in reverse is kind of like holding the world upside down. That's literally what this person is doing. And this Knight of Pentacles in reverse is our Pentacles upside down. So Earth and Pentacles are the tangibles, the worldly things, the, stuff that you can actually touch, the things with like 3D bodies and stuff like that. And so for this, it makes me feel like there would be something that we could potentially consider like alien or, not of this realm or dimension or not of this earth that is associated with the moon. But I don't know if it is like a fully physical thing for these kind of tangible cards to be in reverse. This feels more like interdimensional or something. So maybe, like here as an example, we were just talking about spirits and ghosts in the Winchester house and stuff. Spirits and ghosts are not really of this 3D dimension anymore, but they can present themselves for moments as like having some sort of body or being able to be seen and perceived from this side. But then they kind of are back into their own dimension and we can no longer perceive them. And that's what I'm kind of getting here, is there might be something that, say somebody were to go to the moon, they might be able to, for glimpses, see something, but it is not of our dimension. And so we would not be able to sustain being able to see them or know that they're there. We wouldn't be able to pick up on that with our senses. And so they're associated with the moon, but of their own dimensionality. So I don't know if that would be called aliens, like proper. It feels interdimensional, which feels similar, but different. Because ghosts are interdimensional and they're not aliens. You know what I mean? It's similar because it's not human. It's not earthly human 3D, but it's different. So there's something like that feels like it is either associated with the moon or is familiar with the moon or comes and goes relative to the moon or something along those lines. So that's just a strange way of answering this, but I guess it makes sense to me. Like I'm understanding what they're saying, what they're getting at. Once again, didn't expect it. I guess I don't know why. I just don't ever expect anything I get. I just need to start expecting everything. Page. But yeah, so that's So a yes-ish for that question, Ivan. A yes-ish. But it's more nuanced than like, hey, there's a green bug-eyed alien on the moon or something. It's much more nuanced than that. So, very interesting. That might be something that you look into when you start diving into your tarot cards experience. It might be something you look into. I don't know. It's very curious indeed. In terms of the questions that Dawn added about, like, people say that they've been abducted by aliens and been probed and stuff. Is that like a thing? Like, do aliens for real be probing people, Like, is that an actual thing? So, let's ask. I'm a little bit nervous to ask. I got a little bit of nervous to ask that because I'm like, I don't want to get put. What's with the shit shuffle today? Is this me? This has got to be me. Focus. See, it's because I'm not focused. I'm unfocused. I need to focus. I'm all over the place. Me and my page. Okay. So, yeah. Do aliens really for real go around probing people and stuff? Like, is that a thing? The whole probe thing. That everybody who's ever said, I've been probed by an alien, did they really, or what was that? Okay. So, very interesting. Y'all saw me shuffle the shit shuffle and then the subsequent shuffles. And still, we got this card, the same card we just had, in the literal same. It's this card. Same. Upright. Same. First in line. same as the last one. So I'm telling you, these cards and the guides know how to keep a theme going. We're still on the topic of aliens, and they're like, let's keep threading this theme through. And cannot make this shit up, that they are threading this theme through. And on the last one, just like on the last one, this here was like a yes, comma, and here's some nuance. So again, yes, and here's some nuance. A conflict card and a card about our ships not coming in, which something is like not fully coming to fruition. So yes, in the people who are saying, I feel like I was probed by some sort of an alien, I don't see them as being liars. There may be somebody out there that's saying it for attention, or that didn't understand what experience they were having and it wasn't actually real. There's probably, a percentage of people who claim to be probed that's the case with them, that it's not a real thing. But on the whole, overall, most people that are saying that kind of a thing, this is looking like, yeah, something to that effect did happen to them. So I am seeing that as true. The nuance over here is that there is some conflictedness about what exactly that is. And so it's kind of like, how do I put this? So, okay, what they're putting in my head, again, as we were kind of talking about the interdimensional stuff a while ago, they're putting in my head as if it's kind of like an interdimensional experience. So kind of like how if you have a very lucid dream, you really did have a very lucid dream, and the things that happened to you felt very real, and you may have gotten some messages. Let's say you got some premonition messages from the other side, and those things really did come true. So you're like, I know my dream was real because I got premonition messages from the other side, and those things really did come true. So this was a lucid dream, but it was real because the information was real and it really did happen. And I could feel how everything was real. There's something kind of like that here, where it's like, yes, to being probed, but not always in this dimension-ish kind of thing. Like, I don't know if it would look like let's say it was somebody that said they got abducted in the middle of the night, probed, and sent back to bed or something like that. I don't know if they had one of those indoor cameras filming their bedroom all night, if that's what we would see. We might just see somebody's body there, laying there asleep the whole night, because this stuff was happening in some kind of other way, other dimension of sorts or something, kind of like that dream thing. But you know that it was real because then when you're back to your regular waking life, there's some sort of residue of the experience you had showing it's real. Just like the premonition dream, the residue of that experience showing it's real is that your premonitions did come true. In this case, the residue showing that it's real, maybe it's you have some sort of signs that come up that show this really did happen to me. Or maybe it was you and your husband that were both abducted and you both woke up being like, yes, we had the same dream, the same interdimensional experience. So that corroborates that it wasn't just me. He said he does remember being there and having that happen too. Or, something like that. There's some kind of a residue that would show that this wasn't a made up experience some kind of a way. So, yeah, these are some very interesting questions today with a lot more nuance than I suspected from them. But it's like, it's real, but in a different way. Like, in a different layer of our existence that than what we would think or understand. I think that the problem with these questions, which is a good problem, but is that, that we don't understand the half of who we are and how we are and what this is and what all's out there and all this. Like, we only have a certain contextual understanding of it, and there's so much out there left that we don't really know. And so I think that that's part of this, is that I'm trying to explain stuff when I don't have a frame of reference for it, so I might not be explaining it quite right, and it's more abstract than what we're aware of and can account for here the way we do. So, interesting. Interesting indeed. These are good questions. So, but, the bottom line is it does happen. It may not happen in a fully physical way, in a fully 3D way. There may be something else to it than that. But it seems like that is a thing. It is real. Very interesting. Very interesting. Don Rose says, interesting, like a metaphorical probe. Kind of, I guess. Kind of. I don't Oh, man. Yeah. Wild. Let's see. And then Maddie was saying, if you have the time or energy, a reading on like what the other side is like or how it works, or when the veil is thin / more open, how does it work for loved one spirits if we want to connect? Ooh, that's a good question. That might be a full reading kind of question, because I bet like I'm already just branching out questions in my mind that feel like it goes into that I would be curious to know about, and I would hope that I would be able to read on that. And you said like Dia de los Muertos, astrological things, etc., or just connecting in general. Yes. I like how your mind works, Maddie. You always have good questions. I'll have to think on that one, because I have questions around that too that I would like to ask, and my concern would be, if I am also super curious about it, is that going to get in the way of me being able to ask about it? Sometimes if I'm like really, really into something, then I can't read on it because I'm too close to it or whatever. But I bet there's a way I could find a way to like read it without that, or separate myself from it. I'll have to give that some thought, because I really like where you're going with that, and I bet there's a way I can do it. Interesting. Okay, we got good stuff going on here. Y'all have had some amazing questions today so far, and we've got one more, I think, was the last one that I have here was the Louvre one that Kirsten Alvarado brought up, about the fact that there have been 2 people arrested for this theft, but there are 2 people still at large, and the jewels are still missing. And so we wanted to look into, this is kind of like a true crime, spooktobery, ghost-tobery, whatever tobery type of thing, to see, are those other 2 or whoever else is associated with this, are they going to be found and arrested? And will the jewels ever be found and returned? So let's see. Let's see what we got in page. Let's see. Okay. So it may take a little bit longer than what authorities would hope for or expect to make additional arrests and recover lost items. But I do see that happening with this upright Ace of Pentacles. This is just a little ace, so there's a chance that maybe it's another one person instead of more than one person, or like some good hints at where the jewels might be, but not quite getting them yet, or maybe we get some of them back, but not all of them, or something like that. There's something here with the ace being kind of a small win. It's not like a big sweeping win. We got everyone involved and we got all the jewels returned. There's kind of a like slow step process here, so it may not happen as quickly or smoothly as the authorities would want or are aiming for, but overall, I do see a positive trend towards that happening, and the Strength card coming up in reverse is also a good sign for that. So it's kind of like, yeah, we might have some wrangling still left to do, but we are in our strong point here. So I do think that eventually the arrests that need to be made will be made, and the jewel recovery that needs to happen will happen. But yeah, it's a little bit more staccato, a little bit more timely, a little bit less smooth than what would look good for the authorities. Like this feels kind of like there's a bit of like embarrassment to the authorities still remaining here. So they might be embarrassed about how this goes, but ultimately I think it's going to go in a good direction for them here. So that's a good sign in terms of justice and stuff like that. But it is also still giving Ocean's 11 type of slippery shit vibes. Like, wow. It's still giving that. Very, very interesting. This is the first one of the 3 that we've asked today that was a little bit more to the point and didn't get all kinds of crazy, like, nuanced on us. So, very cool. Very cool. Wow, we have asked about 3 separate things. All very good ideas from folks today. Super excited about these ideas. Have really enjoyed looking into this Halloween stuff with y'all. And let's see. I think Nat's, you're putting up some other questions. Let's see. Nat says, seeing as it took them very little time to get the jewels, would it be possible that it was an inside job? And you said there's all kinds of speculations regarding this. You know what? Since this part went so quick, let's take that extra time and look into that. Let's do that before we close this loop completely. Let's look into the potential of if this could be some sort of an inside job, some kind of way. Like, was there in some sort of inside help? You know, whether it was like the mastermind was an insider, or whether it was an insider helped someone from the outside do the theft, or even if it was somebody from the inside gave an assist and had no idea that they were somehow in on other people's plans. Either way, you know, regardless, wanting to know if there's some kind of insider crap here, because, yeah, Nat says, seeing as it took them so little time to get the jewels, is that possible? Because somebody here said it took them like 7 minutes to do this heist. Freaking less than 10 minutes, not kidding, at the Louvre. As I continue to pronounce that in a way that French people are going to be like, oh God. I'm sorry. French has got to be one of the harder languages for me and my mouth to make any sounds to sound right. There's no hope for me. I'm sorry. Let's see. The idea of an inside job or inside help, inside info, inside stuff. Okay. So there's a weird yes and no energy about this. This looks like not a direct inside job. As in, I don't see directly, hey, here's the information, do this, here's this, let's do this. So the idea of an insider being the mastermind of this, I don't really see that as being the thing. So I don't see like, hey, somebody who was high up in this and that was very close to the process and they know all about this stuff, that they just spilled the beans to people and were the lead, the lead criminal on this thing to make this happen. I don't see that as being the case, but this here is a little bit of Got a little bit of slippery juggling act stuff here. Something might have slipped out. Something might have, slipped around, this and that. So this is kind of a sense of some kind of leaked information or leaked help some kind of way. The Five of Wands upright is a conflict card, so conflict of interest possibly. So I do think that there was some kind of knowledge shared from the inside or some kind of leaked information from the inside. So I do see some influence from the inside leaking out to whoever was kind of the mastermind ringleader of this. And I do see some weird conflict of interest things going on here, which I'm not sure what that's about. I don't know if that's about people who are employees or if that's about people who could gain some way by this kind of theft or robbery. There's something shifty about that. So I do see something shifty here, and I do see the sense of getting some kind of information from the inside, or having an assist some kind of a way from the inside. But in terms of like an inside job, as in this directly was because of an insider mastermind ringleading this whole thing, whatever. I don't think it's that clear and cut and dry. I don't really see that. It seems different than that. So, the plot thickens. Very good questions, Nats. Very good questions. Let's see. Yo-Yo Shine says, if you need another video, you can try looking into the Casket Girls of New Orleans. That sounds like a creepy name. And A1 says, Yo-Yo Shine already dug up 4 of them? I have no idea what this is about, but it sounds super creepy, and it does sound like something I would look into. I would have to just I'd have to do a basic quick 5-minute read on it, or as in, look at a 5-minute article or a 5-minute video or something to be like, what are you saying? What is this? Is this are there people digging up stuff? What? And see what kind of questions to ask. Let me write that down. Cause that sounds creepy wild. You said the Casket Girls of New Orleans. All right. I got that written down for what it's worth. That sounds absolutely wild. Oh, Sarah with an H. Hello. You said, is it possible hackers got access to employees' information? That could go under the umbrella of this. That could go under this umbrella. So yeah, possible. Wild. And I read your comment, A1, but I didn't say hello to you. So hello to you. Wow. This has been a lot of crazy stuff here, but I've been living for it and loving it because this has been a very interesting Halloween reading stuff. So totally happy about these readings. This has been quite a ride today. I do still want to do the giveaway as well. So let's do that right now. Let's do the giveaway. If you haven't opted in to be able to be gifted a free month to the Perk Squad, then go ahead and click on the join button or the link in the description box about joining, and there will be 3 dots on that main Perk Squad page where it's kind of like more settings or whatever. Just click that and go to the gift settings so you can toggle your switch on to make sure you're opted in to being allowed a gifted membership, because I'm about to see who has won for the next month. So I'm going to give folks a chance to do that in case you haven't opted in yet and you would like to. I'll just give a few moments for that. And of course, Nats, it was a great question. I loved it. These are good. These are awesome questions here. Since I have them on my sticky note, it'll help me be able to title the live stream so that the people who are going to be watching the replay will know what kind of things we looked into today on our Halloween stream. Haha. Big stretch. Big stretch. Oh, my spine is popping all over the place. I'm like a tree in the wind. People are like, do you really act like this all the time? Fortunately or unfortunately, yes. I keep myself amused. I am my own entertainment. This is how it has to be. It's very cost effective if you are your own entertainment, I gotta say. That's on the cheap. Alright, so let's see. Let me go to the little thing, membership gifting, and make sure it will let me do that. Yes, it says I can. It says I can. Sarah Lynn H says, spine pops are the best. Yes, I love it. Sometimes I'll walk up like this and I'll be like, Rico, do a pop pop. And he grabs me and lets me, like elongates my spine. And it's like, crack, crack, crack. And I'm like, yeah. Ending Spooktober in style with the crown jewels. Yes, Nats. Yes. Alrighty, so hopefully everybody has opted in who wanted to opt in, and if not, then hopefully YouTube will continue to let us do this on every live stream, which means we'll get to do this twice a month, so no worries, your time may come. So we have the send 5 now button that I'm about to click and see who YouTube selects at random to win a month membership into the Perk Squad for free. So, drum roll, clickety click. Let's see who has been chosen. It says I have sent 5 memberships. So, congratulations to Caddy and the Salazar and Courtney. And also, congratulations to Make with Blake and Cindy 2018. So, congratulations to the 5 of you. You have been given a free month-long membership into the Perk Squad. So, enjoy that. Enjoy that. You have access to all the Perk Squad perks. So again, congratulations to Caddy, the Salazar, Courtney, Make with Blake, and Cindy 2018. Congratulations to y'all. I don't know how YouTube does the picking, but it does. And hopefully y'all have fun enjoying that and getting to play around with it for a whole month for free. So, awesome, yay. And again, we'll do another one next time for as long as YouTube lets me do it. So let's go ahead and look up when the next live stream is, just so we will have that down in our calendars for the old folks like me that likes to write this shit in my calendars. Okay, next live stream is Friday, November 14th at 2 p.m. Eastern. Friday, November 14th at 2 p.m. Eastern is our next live stream here. So let's meet back in 2 weeks to hang out and do it again and see what in the world we get into at that point. I'm sure plenty of things will be happening in the next 2 weeks and we'll have plenty of shit to talk about. So, yep. Next live stream is Friday, November 14th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Just figure out your little time zone and we'll meet back there. Sweet Harmony says, oh my God, I've been a member for 44 months. That's absolutely insane. Thank you for being a loyal member for 44 months. That's absolutely crazy. I can't believe it. That's a big number. That's a huge number. That's kind of like when people are talking about their babies and it's like, how old is your baby? Oh, he's 6 months. How old is your baby? Oh, he's, 28 months. How old is your baby? Oh, he's 44 months. It's like, just say in years how old them kids are. Like, stop with this. Once the baby is older than 12 months, just be like, it's closer to a year and a half, or it's closer to 2 years. Don't be being like, my kid's 44 months and stuff. Then people be doing that. Like, stop it. How old is a baby that's 44 months? Let me do the thing. I know it's like 48 is the thing, but I just got to do it this way because I'm slow. 3.666666 repeating. So if you were a baby right now, Sweet Harmony, a 44-month-old baby, you would be 3.6 years old. So that's a 3.5-year-old baby. You're a 3.5-year-old baby. I know I'm like sitting here yelling at you as if you said anything about months and babies and this and that. And I've just been on my own rant about months and babies. You never brought any of that stuff up. But just so you know, sweets, you are a 3.5-year-old baby on the Perk Squad. That's a lot. Y'all some old babies over here. I can't believe it. Wow. Thank you. That's really sweet. Ah, my goodness. I'm a mess, and I'm grateful for y'all. I apparently don't express it the best way all the time, but hopefully it comes across anyway. I appreciate y'all so much. I do love y'all, mean it. Maddie says, I'm still driving, stopped right now, but I want to say my goodbyes. Enjoy your Halloween if you do anything, and bye, y'all. Yes, yes. Oh, Sweet Harmony's like, and I have a 4-year-old. Okay, well, then you have like a, let's see what month-old yours is. Well, I'm not going to month-old your baby. Like, you have a 4-year-old. You know how many months old your baby is. I got to stay out of your baby's business. I'm on a roll right now. Oh, my goodness. But yes, you are 4 months shy of 4 years. That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you so much. And yes, awesome. Thank y'all for coming by and for sticking with all these readings, for coming up with great Halloween ideas. We had very good ideas today. It's been fun to look into all of this stuff for Halloween and to hang out with y'all. Always great to have the conversation and just get to chat and be together. So thank y'all for that. And I hope that y'all have a fun Halloween week for those of you who like to celebrate it. 48 to be exact, Sweet Harmony, 48 to be exact. All right, that's wonderful. So your baby's older than you are. No, just kidding. Because you're 3.6, you're 44 months. I love that. I love that. Well, if 48 to be exact and your baby's 4, then happy birthday to your baby, because then it's like, I mean, that means your baby's birthday is somewhere around here. That's so cool. That's so cool. And I shouldn't say baby. I mean, I'm the type, I talk about like my sister's kid. I call her my baby. She's 10. You know, I have other nieces and nephews and stuff that I will call my babies. And like the oldest one is like basically 20. And so I'm going to say, oh, your baby. And I know your baby is 4, but I'm one of those people. My baby. I can't help it. I'm like, if I had a part in changing your diapers when you for real were a baby, like, then you're my baby. Maddie's like, I'm 372 months old. Hey, stop flexing on this group. You ain't got no time to be calculating it up right now during a live stream when you're parked from your drive. You're doing too much. You're doing the mostest right now. You're doing too much. That's funny. I love it. 372 months old. Oh my gosh. Yes, Sweet Harmony, they're all babies. Yes. I agree. We're on the same page. Well, big hugs to you and your baby, your 48 months old baby, and you as a 44 months old baby. Big hugs to both of y'all. And I hope that y'all have a fabulous week this week. And can't wait to talk with y'all, hang out again here on another live stream on the 14th at 2 Eastern. So I will see y'all again. I will enjoy my pace, and let's see. I reckon y'all know the drill. I reckon y'all know that I love you, mean it, and don't be a stranger. Come back and see me, and I will talk at you on the next one. Bye, love you, mean it. Bye, love you.